And as you come in, I want you to just, if you're a praying person, I want you to just start praying. I want you to just start praying, go before the throne, because what we're going to discuss today is exactly what they've been trying to stop us from doing. Nothing is going to unite us like the things we're about to discuss, which is the economics. You don't you make money with people, you get wealthy with people, you stick around them. Religious movements have not worked. And I think the Father is so wise, he would understand that he already knows that if y'all are not united economically, y'all are missing something that I'm trying to do. And so when we look at where we are concerning our number of petition signatures already, my goal was never to have people. It's the Father wants to build a nation, and that's what he's doing. And what we're going to do is we're going to build a nation independent of land. We're going to follow, but we're going to do it better. We're going to follow what the Jewish people did. We're going to follow what they did, but we're going to do it better because the kingdom of God is with us. They built a nation economically without land. I'm going to lay out for you all over the next couple minutes how I love that the Father already has us pulling out of this economic system. We've pulled out the economic system. We're not spending the money we used to spend. And we're looking and saying, okay, it's like we're in a pause zone. Good to see everybody coming on. Good to see everybody. Again, you can share this one with your family, your friends, because we are going to be the most wealthy nation the world has ever seen. We're going to be the most empowered, righteous nation. And as we met about a week ago with the Diaspora HQ leadership that we're organizing, this is a governing body. This is a governing body. This isn't a social club. We're building a nation. And I've been praying all week that the Father would send leaders, administrative leaders, business leaders, social leaders, media leaders, military leaders. That's what I've been praying for. That's what I want you all praying for. We need the 20% that they take when they come take the country. The 20% is who they take. The women who make all the clothes, all the art of everything, the tools, the teachers, the educators, the people who, the warriors, the soldiers, the blacksmiths, the metalsmiths. Those are the people in chains first. The people who build the agriculture systems that make the whole nation run. Those people get taken first. And then the whole country falls because the 80% can't function without them. We need the 20% now. Pioneers. But everybody's going to be able to participate. I welcome everybody to this Nation Builders Assembly. I want to hold on. We're going to start probably. Let's give it another 2 minutes. Let some people let a couple more people come on in, because by the time the recording goes to YouTube, we won't be playing the music. But I want you to pray privately right now. If you are a prayer warrior, if you are a person who prays, this is the time to pray. This is what they regulate in the United States so we don't do this, what we're about to talk about. The financial capital markets are regulated to protect Wall Street so that we can't do what we're about to discuss here, which is funding private companies. Julian Brown. Julian Brown was just at InvestFest. Julian Brown, one of our brightest minds going into a multi-trillion-dollar industry, was just at InvestFest this past weekend. Why did he not come back with $5 million in funding secured from our people? Why didn't he sell 10%, 15%, 20% of the company in exchange for funding? Why don't we have a private? Why is he going back to do his experiments in his backyard asking for a sponsor for boots? You came from InvestFest. What are we doing? My brothers, if Rashad and Troy ever see this, that's your opportunity. Your opportunity is to take the 15, 20,000 people that have entrusted their financial future to your education and bring them people they can invest in exchange for shares in the company. It's not to have motivational speakers. We don't need motivation. We need financial strategy and execution. Julian Brown will build. He is the Rockefeller of this day. He's the Rockefeller of this day. He will build a multi-trillion-dollar company. Who's going to fund it? We are. So that's what we're going to discuss. It's regulated against that. So, all right, hallelujah. Let's get to it. Let me turn the music down. Great to see everybody. Great to see everybody. Okay. We do these meetings the fourth Sunday of every month now. I'm Brother Deshone. Some of you know me. We have... Let's go before the throne, because I've been asking you all to pray, and I know that you all are praying. But let's go before the throne. Heavenly Father, I thank you so much in the name of Yahushua that you are doing a mighty work. A mighty work. I cannot express my gratitude for what you are doing. I pray you draw the right people. I pray that your sheep hear your voice. I pray that you execute with power, that people may see that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. I pray that you will separate us from anything that's ever been done in the form of results, tangible results. And I pray that you make it clear your hand is on this. And I pray we focus on the 80, 90% of things we agree on. And if we focus on those things, Father, we will be able to stay away from discord and stay away from things that cause disagreements. We'll focus on the 80%. We'll move forward based on that. I thank you so much in the name of the Messiah. I appreciate you. Amen. Everything they've been trying to do has been to stop us from building the economic machine. It's leaked out to us. We keep hearing we're a $1.8 trillion people, all of that. But we're going to put it into motion right now. I want to show you a few things. We will have, the format for this is pretty, I need to talk at you for a minute. So if you guys have met with me before, you know I'm not really big on the talking at you. I like to have a dialogue, but at this particular point, I have to dump this on you. And then we'll go into some serious questions and answers so that you can get clarity to what we're doing. All right. So let me share this document with you all. It's not a document, but it's something that I put together to give you a visual of the numbers that we actually have been sleeping on. And they think we're stupid, but that's okay. That's all right. No, that's not the page. All right, can everyone see my screen? Everyone can see this document here, how fractional ownership would have changed everything? All right, perfect. So when we look at this, I want to give you we're going to break down these two things. In 1995, Amazon raised $1 million at their seed round. So when you raise money as a company, they weren't public yet. They weren't on the stock market yet. This was a public company that nobody knew about. That's why it annoys me when people say, had you invested with Bill Gates? And mind you, let me be 100% clear. There's no money needed right now. So don't even we are not here. I'm not here to ask for your money. I want to put money and wealth in your pocket, in your portfolio. But I need you to understand that this is how the rich get richer and keep us out. This is what the Securities and Exchange Commission regulates against. So that people like Jeff Bezos, when he's raising that $1 million, he's not going to the people. He's going to his people. He raised $1 million. If 20,000 everyday people had put in $50 each, instead of him giving the shares of the company, he gave a percentage of ownership in Amazon to the people who gave him $1 million. If 20,000 people put in $50 each and receive fractional ownership, just like they've been talking about, y'all been getting fractional ownership. They give us little pennies, Robinhood, Cash App. Ooh, I got my Tesla shares. They up this year. How much you make? I made like $32. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, look at NVIDIA. Ooh, NVIDIA's on a tear. How much you make? Man, it's up like 13%. That ain't no money. That's not any money. The people who made money on NVIDIA made 1,000%, 5,000%. But they're cashing, they use us, the public market, they use us to cash them out. So we're the exit plan. So let's continue. $50 would be worth $5.5 million today. $50 invested in Amazon when they raised that $1 million would be worth $5.5 million. One company changes your life. 2009, Airbnb raised $600,000. If 12,000 people invested $50 each, they could have funded that round. Today, that $50 would be worth $1.5 million to $2 million. 2004, Facebook raised $500,000 at their angel stage. If you've seen The Social Network, the movie, Mark Zuckerberg gave Peter Thiel a percentage of Facebook for $500,000. Had 10,000 people invested $50, their $50 would be worth $5 to $6 million today. 1998, Google raises $1 million. 20,000 people, that'd be worth $10 million, your $50 investment. 2010, Uber raises $1.6 million. 32,000 people at $50 each. $400,000 to $750,000 is what that $50 would be worth today. This is fractional investing, but they only let you do it in the public. They only let you do it in the public market. That's it. The private companies, when this has all happened privately. And that's where we are going to be at now. That's why when I look at Julian West, when I look at Julian Brown, when I look at Dr. Hadia Green, who has invented a technology that is curing cancer and cannot get funding. Dr. Hadia Green is curing cancer. Pull her up on Instagram. She has to do basic fundraising. She should be sitting before a group of people who can get her to us, pitching to them. That's who she should be talking to. A group of people who, if they approve her, gets her to us. And then she has the money that she needs. Everybody watches Shark Tank, right? Everyone's heard of Shark Tank? Shark Tank. This is our Shark Tank. Yeah. This is our Shark Tank. Stop showing me things that I buy, but I can't invest in. You want me to buy this stuff. You want me to make these companies. They want us to make these companies $50 million and $100 million companies, but we can't invest in them. That's going to change right now. This has been all I didn't even count. When we were talking, me and Nicole moderated the last meeting. She knows this is all I wanted to discuss. Nothing else matters. Everything else is a small level project. When we launch companies, when Moses West, who's built the machine that turns air to water, secures $5 million, $10 million in funding so he can go and make a lab or whatever he needs, or hire the right people, or take his product to market at scale, who's going to do that? Corporate white America is not going to fund Moses West. They're not going to fund Julian Brown. Incredible marketer, scientist, 2 million followers on every platform, changing the world. We're worried about him. Hey, no, we're not going to keep saying, God, protect this man at all costs. We're going to say, let's secure the funding he needs so that he is protected. He's not doing experiments in the backyard. He can actually go and get a facility where he can build a refinery, where he can actually find out, okay, you put all of this stuff together on a shoestring budget. What could you do? How much do you need? Well, I need like $8 million. Okay, how much are you going to give us? Just like Shark Tank. We're raising this much in exchange for this percentage of our company. These are not public companies on the stock market. They're pitching their private companies to the sharks. We'll give you 30% of the company in exchange for $5 million. This is everything, because what's going to happen a few years from now, all of you are going to walk around all of the places where we are, and you're going to see hundreds of companies you own. And the beautiful thing about this is we're the money and the intellectual capital, but we don't have the land. But a good thing about this is our brothers and sisters got the land already. Our brothers in Haiti got the land already. Our brothers in Jamaica, y'all got the land already. Barbados, Liberia, you have the land already. Beautiful, beautiful. Everything from the supply chain, from the minerals to the processing, to the export, to everything. We are going to build and own every single thing. That's all they tried to keep us out of, is the capital markets. Let me show y'all one more thing about how a small percentage of ownership in any of these companies changes everyone's life. Small percentage. I want you to imagine if any of these companies had decided they were going to give 1%. We're launching a company and we're going to give 1%. That's it, just 1% to the people who help us grow the company. You don't have to invest. First scenario was we're going to have a private stock market where every time someone pitches, we can actually buy shares in a company and it can close the funding round and they can go do what they're going to do. And we get our fractional shares in that company. So you'll have shares in the Jamaican Cocoa Company, the Jamaican Coffee Company, the several hotels, beachfront resorts, everything that's going to be developed in Jamaica, Haiti, every single part of the supply chain line, everything, we're going to own shares in it. And so are the natives. This is going to be the diaspora. It's the transatlantic diaspora. That's who we are together. Some people don't believe they're from the transatlantic slave trade. No problem. You can come along if you want, but this is for us. It's for you too. But here's the thing. The thing that unites us, I'm not going to sit up here and have conversations with people who want to find a reason to not be included. What I know is we're not going to unite around the black thing. Forget that. We're not going to unite around the black thing. Yo, stop. Somebody came on my page earlier, man. I don't like the fact you refer to us as black. I said, hey, if that's what's keeping you from the movement, no problem. We are not going to catch everybody. That's fine. Let's accept that. Let's accept that. But we are going to catch who the Father wants here. And we can actually do things with just 20%. 20,000 of us can fund almost anything. 20,000 of us can fund almost any company with $50 each. Hotels, we want our brothers and sisters pitching ideas to us. Y'all want to develop a hotel. Same way it's going to be Shark Tank. You don't have to worry how they're going to pitch. You watch Shark Tank. Hey, your pitch don't look like Shark Tank. That means they're not ready. If their pitch doesn't look like, okay, here are our sales. This is our team. This is our co-founder. This is what we do here. This is what we've done so far. This is what we've built so far. If it doesn't look like that, no problem. We'll have a council to help them get to that point. But they're going to be pitching us Movies. Tracy Ellis Ross worked so hard to get a show. Tracy Ellis Ross, when you hear about the show, how hard it was for her to get a meeting. We would have funded Tracy Ellis Ross's show in one meeting because that's Tracy Ellis Ross. Obviously, the show had to make sense. But we understand that if black people, that if the descendants of the slave trade are pitching white people, it's not going to, we're not pitching on an even playing field. Sometimes they're trying to see, well, how could we get this and get them out of it? That's the pitch. That's what, after the meeting, all right, listen, how could we, I love the idea, but you know, this is going to be big. How can we figure out how we could take this? So we understand. So let me share this last page. This is 1%. Hang on. Just give me 1 second. And write down all your questions. We're going by the grace of the Father, we're trying to keep this as simple as possible. But write down all your questions, and we will talk about this. We'll answer any questions that we can and try to help you get clarity on this. All right. All right. So I want y'all to look at something that I call social capitalism. We call this social capitalism. Social capitalism means everything that we use, everything we support, we need to own it. We need to own a piece of it. So if these companies had decided they were going to give 1% of their company to the people when they first started, this is what some of that 1% would be worth. Just 1%. $1 billion company, $10 million in value. Some of these companies that are 10 million, Facebook is $1 trillion company. More than that, I believe their market cap is more than that now. $10 billion if they decide, you know what? The first people who share Facebook, we're going to take 1% of that company and we're going to give it to them. They don't have to pay us. They're paying us in terms of telling their friends. Split among 10,000 people. Each person would own more than would their shares would be more than $1 million. You'll be able to retire on Facebook alone. Just because I share Facebook with a bunch of friends, my shares are worth $1 million. My shares are worth $1 million. Imagine. They don't even share it with their Uber drivers, the first drivers. Imagine if they did that with the first 10,000 Uber drivers, the first 10,000 Airbnb hosts. All of those people would be millionaires. But this is a game of exploitation. So what we are going to do, social capitalism is the economic philosophy of our nation. Social capitalism. Everybody owns everything. You own the agriculture companies. You walk in, you own the resorts. You own the airplane companies. You own the airport. Everything. Everybody clear so far?
Yes.
Okay, so that's your aspirational goal. In a little bit of how it gets done. Shark Tank combined with crowdfunding. You no longer, and look, you can do what you want to do. I recommend you stop giving money to people who are not giving you ownership.
Yes.
I have 2.5 million followers on social media under my Deshone the Auto Advisor brand. Company came to me in 2023, insurance company. They said, we want to do a partnership with you. I said, okay, let's see we worked out the numbers. We negotiated for a month and a half. We closed the deal. All right, I go to do my part. You're supposed to report to me monthly. You're supposed to report to me monthly. You give me a real-time database, but I need to see it daily. Okay, I can monitor it, but on a report level, I need to see a report every month. So I see the reports. There's some inaccuracies there. Why are we so? All right, the back end is where you're stealing the money. The back end is where they steal the money. I hate the fact that we watched our brothers and sisters turn Fashion Nova into $1 billion company. They own none of it. While they were hot, while they were every post getting 30, 50,000, 100,000, 300,000, a million views. All right, yeah, hey, here, take these clothes, wear these clothes. Now they done cooled off. Fashion Nova is still we're still doing hundreds of millions of dollars in sales on the fact we built it on your back. You own none of it. So when we needed you, we came, we gave you some clothes. But now you're looking for some residuals. You're looking for some residuals because I'm not as hot as I was 8 years ago or 5 years ago, and you have nothing. This is not going to happen anymore. This is not going to happen anymore. So that's how we're the Dr. Umar, the reason why Dr. Umar is in trouble right now, and the reason why the people who funded him are in trouble is because we never saw anything. We didn't see a board of directors. We didn't see a faculty. We didn't see a report. We never saw, all right, how much is the building? What's the asset? Oh, we own the building. Do we own it free and clear? Is it paid off? Is there a mortgage against it? We saw none of this stuff. So we're giving him money for 7 years with no accountability. This is how we do as black people. We want to see black people win. All right, perfect. We're going to do this. I'm telling you, I'm never going to ask you to do this. I'm going to warn you against it. Everyone we have to hold our business owners and our leaders highly accountable. Highly accountable. And that's where we are. We got enough of them. We got enough brilliant black business owners to hold them accountable, fund them. If you don't know how to do your own, Fawn Weaver, in trouble right now. I love Fawn. CEO of Uncle Nearest, $1 billion company. Company's going into receivership. They're taking her position because the numbers aren't right. She said there was a CFO, the chief financial officer. He didn't know the numbers and he overinflated the numbers. That's not good enough, Fawn. We cannot do this at this stage. And I love Fawn. But if you can't understand the numbers to report to your people, we cannot hold. We wasn't ready for CEO position. You should be the chief marketer. Get a CEO that could understand the numbers and y'all just do the company together. I have a high level because every single time we lose a Fawn Weaver loses control of the company, every time we have a Dr. Umar, every time we have these things that hurt our Anaya Holloway starting Black Project 2025, putting 30,000 people in a Discord group, and then all of a sudden there's no movement and she dissolves the company after raising $80,000, $90,000. We cannot do this anymore. And the solution is this. Every time I give you money, you need to give me shares in a company. It is very simple. I'm not giving Disney money through Cash App or Robinhood without them telling me you own 0.100.001% of one share of Disney. And then I can follow what Disney does. Okay? Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
All right, so let's open up for questions. And listen, I'm going to sow 2 companies to the nation. See, I've been I sat here and I asked the Father, why did you give me all of these companies? I have 2 daughters, but I have more than 23 children now, all companies. All planned out. Once me and my wife, okay, I'm not having no more children. That's already no problem. I'd already accepted. We already good. We love our 2 daughters. That's plenty. But these companies became my new children because the Father brought me out of corporate America in 2020. March 2020 was the last day I worked in corporate America. I've been right here since then, building my company. but he's giving me, because my wife will go to work before she came home from work. Uh, she's a stay-at-home mom now, but before she came home, I was here all the time, and I ain't got nothing to do but sit here and talk to God and have Him download stuff like, okay, and then
Well,
just layer the problem. Layer. If you are building something right now and you've been planning it and it's not executed yet, that means it's not layered enough yet. When you go out to build something, you should layer that plan so well, because you don't want to be in this situation. Okay? You ever see people, oh man, can you believe it, man? Did you ever think you would be this successful? No, man, listen, this came out of nowhere. You're in trouble.
well, I've got an input here.
Hold on. Hold your question. I got you, Ralph. Give me 2
Okay.
seconds. Yep.
All
Hold your
right.
question. When you see people who've built something and they're interviewing them and they're like, yo, did you see this being this big? Oh, man, listen, this was my dream, but shoot, man, this is amazing. If they're not prepared for what are you going to do when it works? A lot of times we plan for get it to work, but we don't plan for when it works. And when it works and everyone can see it works, here comes the competition, because you've already proven that there's an idea, that this is a market here. So what you want to do is you want to take that idea and say, okay, when it works, then what am I going to do? That's why Amazon, when they launched as a bookstore. And then next thing you know, oh, okay, we got other products. Oh, next thing you know, we're going to do some acquisitions. We're going to give you the Nook. Okay. We're going to do the Nook now, start building hardware. Oh, next thing you know, all right, we're buying Whole Foods now. And now we've layered our business so many, it's like an onion. No competitor can get to us. But if it's just one solution you brought to the market, then of course competitors come, and then next thing you know, you had a good run, but you weren't prepared for the next stage. So if you have not brought your idea to life yet, just layer it. When that works, what are we going to do? Study the whole problem. And that's what the Father has me doing. So I'm going to sow 2 companies to the nation, no money, and I'm going to give you ownership. I want you to own it with me as we launch. So we'll talk about that after we come back, after we, do some Q&A. Ralph, what's going on, brother? Start us off.
Well, check it out. As you're building a nation, infrastructure is the first thing. And looking at infrastructure, you have to look at what's needed. Everybody has ideal, that's great, but is it something that's needed? Is it something we're pouring into that really doesn't build a supply chain that leads to other jobs being created? Now, if you're looking at it from a necessity point of view, what do we need to build as a nation? You got to start off with the first basic things before we have a master hat designer or a new movie. We need to have a food chain. Right now, there's a disparity being created by Walmart pulling out. Now, this is our opportunity to not only to serve our communities, but all those people who have, okay, look at this way. Over the past 50 years, Walmart came into most communities, pushed out moms and pops, and it became the sole source of food distribution for most places. Now, most of these places don't are traveling 50 miles to go get food. Okay, and then plus we're consuming junk food that's killing us. We're consuming junk food when I'm talking about the fast foods and the intermediate fast foods. Everything from McDonald's to Applebee's. All that junk is fast food. All of it's poison, especially to us. If we dig into it, it's killing us. It's causing us problems. So we need to first uh, get what's needed, and that is health and good food. Because we got good food, we got good health. We got good health, we ain't got doctor bills, and we ain't got to go to these white doctors. That's
That's right.
that gets us off the medicines. That gets us our lowering our output for consumption of per week. Because if you buying all fruit and vegetables, because really we are frugivores if we take it back to Adam and Eve. And when we go into the new kingdom, that's what we're going to be as well. Because the lion's going to lay down with the lamb. That means the lion ain't eating the lamb. And that means we ain't eating the lamb either. So guess what? We're on fruit. So now it begins now. The Garden of Eden and the kingdom of God begins now. So we get, find out who's got some property. I remember back when I was growing up, my grandmother, what was a little bitty, probably the house was probably 40 a foot long and about 20 foot wide. Little bitty place had two coal burning ovens in there, stoves in there to keep the place warm during the winter. But her backyard, which is just as wide, I'll say give it another 5 feet on each side, probably about 30 feet wide, on back another 30 feet back. She maximized that yard. There was turnip greens, collard greens, a whole row of all kind of herbs and spices, corn, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, melons and everything. And she could feed her family. My mother had 9 kids. My family, my mother's family, and have something to give away to the neighbors in the church. And that's just one woman. One woman. Now, if you got a family who has a nice yard, and maybe they had one of these government jobs and they about to lose it, hey, here's a place to start. Start growing a garden. Let's find somebody else who's a salesperson, and let them go knock door to door if necessary, or email to email if necessary, and we spread that good propaganda, because that's the next thing, the next phase. We got to spread the propaganda amongst our people to support this industry. And here's why. Here's why. Here's what's been happening with the government. Here's what's happening with our food resources. Here's what's killing us. Here's how we can overcome it. We spread the propaganda about food consumption, the truth about it. Okay, you got that going on, and you got people spreading that word. You got salespeople on the ground moving it. Now you got to have some distributors. You got some truck drivers who's scared to
Well,
drive now because they get popped off. Let's utilize some of these truck drivers.
well, check this out. Check this out. To your point.
You know what I'm saying? Just in that gist alone, if you start with necessity and you see what was needed. Now the things that we needed: land, people to work the
Right.
land, truckers, salespeople, all those things are resources.
Right.
Nobody has to go train for that. We
Well,
just got
check
to
this
find
out.
people who have those.
Let me jump in there, Ralph, because you make a good
Okay.
point. But the highest level of this is those are companies. So this is not we're not building a community. That we're if we were in a neighborhood, all of us.
Even if it's a company, if you could say it's a company, you could
No,
say,
no,
okay,
it's only listen. Let me say this. I'm only interested in it if it's a company.
well,
This
that's what
is
I'm
the
saying. Make it a company. That's what I'm
the
saying.
right.
We're not just saying,
That's not my calling.
okay,
What I want everybody to think of though. Hold on, I'm gonna let you get everything in. I want you to realize when we discuss things we need water. We need to cure cancer. We need this new technology that Julian Brown is using to refine plastic waste into gasoline. We need agricultural systems. Those are companies because everything else is going to be small because if I'm an agriculture person, and I know that that's my business I want to go into. I want to be in the agriculture business for our nation. I need funding. But my vision for the agriculture is I want to use these tools, these modern tools. I believe we can secure land. I want to go and secure 30,000 hectares of land. And I want to be able to take the most in-demand products that have the highest resale and the highest demand. Could be maize, could be rice, could be whatever. And I want to actually I want to go in and build a team and a company that produces food for the nation. So we're giving the runway, but the runway for this nation is companies. So if somebody hears your plan, it's either one or two things. They're either going to do it or say, well, that's not my calling. I'd invest in it. So I would invest.
exactly. We're on the same plane. I may not be digging into the necessity for investments for all these different levels. What I am pointing out is the fact that we have the people with those expertise that we have to reach out to, motivate, and help them cultivate. They're in the program. If we start out, then whatever the service is, but I'm just talking starting basic, and that is the food. That's the first thing that's going to happen when there's going to be a food scarcity, and that's going to be very hard in probably the next year. And by producing the proper foods, we eliminate cancer within our community anyway. If we buy into this proper way of eating, there won't be no cancer. The cure is within us. It's about eating properly. It's about getting rid of the sugars and so forth. See, we were never meant to die early, but we die early now because of our consumption and our poor choices. Even the vegetables and fruits we are getting are genetically modified. So we need to get back to original seed, even having some connection with the motherland to get some really authentic seeds that haven't gone through any kind of biological tampering. So we can get the proper nutrition. Then you will see us living 1 and 2 and 300 years, and it'll increase. The word even says this. That's
Right.
in the word. So it starts with us starting there. And as we develop these individual companies, as you said, there are other players out who say, well, that ain't my expertise, but I got dollars who can back that. I see what they
Correct.
trying to do.
That's us.
And that's, but see, but the idea of the infrastructure has to be there. Just like Britain going into Africa, they had to sit at that table and divide it up and say how it's gonna go. So you got to have some guys who going to spearhead,
Right.
who going to say, okay, this network of thing we got to have as far as the food chain, and this was going to take care, and every business is going to be able to grow and blow up. And because once we get everyone in this area and let it keep growing, blah blah blah, now we're gonna create distribution areas, et cetera, et cetera. So it
Right.
becomes a growable and doable thing, which leads to now you got a healthier nation, a healthier people who thinking, and they're saving money on food, so they've got extra more dollars to spend on other consumable goods. So now we're talking about the other products and so forth, or maybe the guy you're speaking of who wants to convert plastic to
I,
gasoline, which
I think
is
everybody. I
awful.
think everybody's on board, Ralph. I don't want to spend. Listen, I don't want to make too much dialogue about it because everyone's already sold. We're on the same page. What I'm saying is that
Right.
infrastructure. That infrastructure is an economic infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
The economics to
Mm-hmm.
launch the ideas into the market is the infrastructure that I am focused on right now, building the private capital market for the nation. That's why I have been praying for business people and administrators. We have a meeting in October in DC. We need to know, what do we need for that meeting? I'm not an event planner. I'm not an event planner. So when I'm saying who I'm praying for, administrators, business people, media people, event people. So that's what we need right now, because when we get with the business committee and we start to build the infrastructure to launch these companies, then we can have 5, 10, 20 people who have been wanting to go into agriculture. They might be doing it on a small level right now, but there's so many companies. I've named 3 because these are billion-dollar companies. And here's the thing. When you said, okay, we're eating healthy. So yes, our cancer rates are down, but the world's cancer rate isn't. So wouldn't it be nice to have a Dr. Hadia Green who we funded, who we own 10, 20%, 25% of the company who the world is actually coming in to get their cancer cured? We own that. So when
Bingo.
she, yeah, what you say?
Bingo.
Listen, and the whole thing is, the premise is, just because I don't have a,
I'm disagreeing with you.
yeah. The whole
I
thing
was
is,
saying 100. I'm agreeing.
amen. Just because I don't have a dog doesn't mean I don't want to be in the dog food business. You get what I'm saying? So just because we don't have, none of us got cancer. Praise the Lord. We done built a whole nation. Everybody's growing food, eating the best food. We eating grass-fed everything. We don't have cancer. But hey, all of y'all around the world, man, y'all still in those systems. Okay, come to our hospitals. Come see, all right. You know, because Jewish people have always had their own infrastructure. They had their own hospitals, they have their own schools, they have their own sections in the supermarket. So we'll have our own everything. All right. All right, let's go to I want to do two more questions if anybody has it, and then let's go into what I want to discuss with y'all, what's coming September 1st that I want y'all to be a part of growing with me. Nisha, what's up, Nisha? Good to see you. I think you had your
Hey,
hand up.
yeah, I snuck it right on down, but you got me. So, remember I told you that I'm here over in I'm on the grounds in Africa, and what we've been working on is some of just what you're saying. Building real businesses, real structure. So I don't know if I told you guys the last time, but over in America, that's what we did. We literally have companies. A hospitality company that owns a restaurant franchise as well as some other businesses also. So what we did is we came to the continent so that we can start building out franchise models for different businesses. So everyone's like, oh, we want to leave America, we want to go, but where are the jobs? And the reality is there are no jobs. And in my personal opinion, we shouldn't be looking for, the jobs in the same system so that we can end up in the same situation that we're in now. So I started association here. And what we're doing is starting those franchises. So building out these different businesses, these same things that you're talking about, but doing it as a franchise. So building franchises is something that, through experience, I have become, I don't want to say an expert at, but it's something that I do now. So when it comes down to that model, that, cookie cutter, that someone will be able to go ahead and, throughout whatever area we have. And with that being said, I'm in Senegal now. However, I'll be going over to Burkina Faso soon, and he is open to the president, the captain there. He is open to giving us land, to giving us. So I'll have more information about that soon, and I'll keep up with you directly regarding that, Deshaun.
You have my
But
number?
I should, because we were
Okay,
in
go ahead.
WhatsApp.
Go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so anyhow, with everything that you're saying for us to do, I'm already beginning to build out the infrastructure as far as the franchise models for certain companies. Anything else, that would need to be done, that model can be built. I'm here on the grounds literally, I'm testing these models right now. We're open for business, testing the models. Once they have, gone through their testing phase, and we approve them to, okay, this is a good franchise model to go ahead with. It's proven to have made X amount of dollars. Look, we have the examples right there in America where we've been all this time. You
Yep.
literally can buy into a McDonald's franchise. If you want to be a millionaire, that's what you do. You gather up your funding and you buy into a franchise, and you do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So we know the answers. Most of us have been CEOs, or have different high positions in these corporations, and know how to make them work as well. It's just, for me, I'm starting on the ground level of building out the actual franchises. But everything that you're saying about building our own stock market and everything else, I can see it all coming together literally like a well put together puzzle.
That's brilliant because we look at Julian Brown, we look at the three people I've named, they're all going into multi-billion-dollar industries: the cancer industry, the petroleum, the gasoline, diesel industry, and then the water industry. But what has always been okay? So let's say we have all right, there's somebody in Jamaica right now who has the best everything, every single thing. They need funding, but the funding on a small scale is to start one restaurant. So a lot of times you'll see them talk about grants for stuff like that. They'll say, okay, that's not really investable. Maybe they have a partner that loans them some money in exchange for debt. So it's a debt investment. So basically, just give me my money back with interest, versus give me a percentage of the company. Because all right, if you build a restaurant and the restaurant makes 100, let's say it makes 100 to $150,000 a year in profit for the first three. Once it's successful, all right, you gotta build a super incredible restaurant for it to make sense. They want to see like 300,000 400,000. But to your point, Nisha, if the restaurant model you have can be duplicated because you have the best recipe, you have the best. It's literally the McDonald's model. But Ray Kroc came in and saw the McDonald's brothers, and he unfortunately, they didn't have the right paperwork to where they would make a percentage of everything, but that's what it is. They had a one restaurant or two, whatever, and it was a guy who saw a vision of these restaurants all over the world, even though they didn't see it. So we can bring in those models, because what I want you to do is I want you to text me, because I need people on the business committee just to focus on building the private stock market. The only thing we need to put our effort and energy into over the next 6 to 12 months economically is the building of the private stock market system, where we are looking at, it's a combination of Shark Tank, crowdfunding, and fractional share ownership. So if you were to combine those three things, there's a pitch from Shark Tank, there is a crowd equity raise from the people. So that's the crowdfunding aspect. And then there's this fractional ownership accountability. I'm not just giving money and then it's like, oh, I hope it succeeds. Great. Do a great job. It's okay. How much of the company do I now own? And we combine those three things, we can build anything. And then so that's what we need as a nation. That's what. And so business people, CEOs, COOs, marketers, that's what I want to be talking to y'all about, because 80% of us are not CEO style. It's not. It's you're not. We're hardwired a certain way, but we cannot do the same things over and over again. Some of you are very stable, very accurate, analytical. You can come and you can actually make sure the machine keeps working. Your early adopters, those are the people who go in, break stuff, disrupt a bunch of stuff, and then we have to set up systems that you guys come in and stabilize. The future of us, the reason why we enter into a rest, the reason why our rest is coming because we're not funding. All right, give me the words on this one, Father. The rest, okay, two contrasts. One is going to be slavery here, and one is going to be total freedom in the nations and the places we build. And that's going to probably be all through the Caribbean, West Africa, and it's going to expand into the continent of Africa until the Father can get the Israelites to Israel. That's what it's going to look like. So over here in America, there's almost $1 trillion being invested into an AI infrastructure. It's going to turn the country to slaves, because the jobs are already going away. There's going to be less jobs. It's going to put people in the soup kitchen, because billionaires own it. And when billionaires own the technology that runs the country, the people become the slaves to the technology. And we see it coming. We know that when the supermarkets are already, all right, how many jobs have already been lost through AI? Picture the entire country as being, I believe between those three guys that President Trump had a meeting with, they're investing $500 billion into the AI infrastructure, along with Sam Altman, who runs ChatGPT. All of these tech minds are involved in this. So they're going to turn this country into an AI country, not just videos, everything, the way gas stations work, so now The billionaires own it, the people are slaves. But you flip it, and let's say everywhere we're building the AI infrastructure, the people own it. See, the infrastructure produces money. The fact that we can do things cheaper, better, faster through AI, doing the whole Kingston port over, doing every port, do all of these machines run on AI? No, not right now. They're old. Okay. So when we go and we do the entire port over, when we do every port in West Africa, in Benin, in Ghana, all of these ports need AI technology. That saves us a ton of money and time. Now, normally, if you went and you took the people's jobs, you turn the people into slaves. I don't have a job now. But no, you own the company. So as the company produces trillions of dollars and hundreds of billions of dollars, you own thousands of companies throughout these nations, hundreds in Ghana, hundreds in Benin, hundreds in Jamaica, hundreds in Haiti, hundreds in Barbados, hundreds in Guyana, everywhere we are. So you're not working that much. Our nation is a nation where you're going to be doing what you love to do because you're passionate about it and you're investing. We are a nation of investors. That is how we are going to rest and be like, oh, well, we don't need to work for money. It's not going to be about working for money in a couple years. Very short period of time. I showed y'all what one $50 investment in Google would have did for us. One $50 investment in a Google. So now Julian Brown, let's say Nature Jab, he's building a company that will be valued like Google in 8 years. It'll have it'll have $1 trillion valuation. So an investment in that is worth $1 million, $50 when we build this infrastructure. This is how you're rich. When I say we're going to be the wealthiest nation of people who don't work, we're going to be the wealthiest nation of people who ain't got to get up and go to work. You're only getting up to go to work because you love the coffee business and you love your job. And I own shares in this coffee business. I do this machinery because I love it, but I own shares in this company. I own shares in the company that's coming to pick up this coffee. I own shares in the company that's going to package the company. I own shares in the company at the airport, the trucking company I own shares in all of that. I don't come to work for money. I come to work because I love doing this. That's where we're going. All right. Everybody clear? Go ahead. I think Terrell. I don't know if it's Terrell or Terrell. How are you?
It's Terrell. How
My
you
man.
doing?
Good to see you, brother.
First off, I love what you're doing here. It's such a positive thing that you're doing, and I believe when you first started, you included Yahweh, the Most High, in it all the way through, and I believe you're still doing that. Um, and I think if we look at the Bible and do what Abraham did, like what he said, and start with food, then from food we go back to cleaning our people up. And the best way to do that is through the entertainment because they've been consuming so much filth for the longest.
Mm.
And if we focus our companies on cleaning up Israelites and Hebrews and the black ghettos and transforming the mind and the renewal of the spirit, uh, God will bless us exponentially. And then our Arab brothers will see what we're doing and they will start giving us seeds, especially Saudi Arabia, especially Dubai and other nations that don't want to see America prosper anymore. Um, and once we start leaning towards those, like say we created a streaming service, just $2 a month, and we got it up and going, that probably wouldn't take too long. And we found creators that were putting out positive black content, not one that's going to destroy the nuclear family, but build it up. And we put those content on our streaming platform and we tell the people, hey, you can come here and watch these movies and listen to these songs and watch these shows to get an uplifting.
That's
That's
what I
gonna,
was meaning. That's what I was meaning when I said change the propaganda. After you get the food right, at least the good health, then you change the propaganda, the media, the music, the
because
movie.
we can't go in and copy Babylon 98%. We have to go in, use what they did to destroy us, flip it 180 and say this is what we're putting out this is what we're building, and this is how we're going to take over. We are the light. So we have to come in moving like we're Israelites, moving like how we're destined to move. Um, and the best way to do that is through entertainment and food first. And as well as Buddy that's turning plastic in the field, we got to get him ASAP. I don't know if we got to go find him, go to his doorstep and say, "Hey, look, here's $100,000 from our nation, from the Hebrews," and then we got to get the camps, the Hebrew camps. Especially you personally have to go through all the IUIC, IUSPK in person. Go talk to them and bring them to the fore so we're not arguing against ourselves anymore. Then you go to the Nation of Islam in person, not reaching out. You go in person and tell them, hey, this is who we are. We're coming as one now. No more fighting on the streets. We don't got to debate no more. Everybody know Deuteronomy 28. We pass all that. We don't got to do that no more. We already have the organization. It's just scattered puzzles. Let's put this puzzle piece together and become who we're supposed to become. I'm done.
Hallelujah. Now listen, this is why we need people around us. All of this is people. I'm y'all will see what I do well, and you'll very rarely hear me talk about things that I don't do well. I try to stay away from things that I don't do well. And if it's people that are, and again, that's why we have the Nation Builders participation form. The Nation Builders participation form I sent out was to see what are your gifts, what are your talents. It's people who are very good at connecting people, very good at setting up meetings, very good at that, like very persistent, like no, you know, like that's not my thing. I'm so focused on what I'm here to do right now. I don't have time to reach out to brother. I would gladly take a meeting. I would gladly sit on the phone with a Bishop Nathaniel. Again, I think we can agree on one thing and we can focus on what we agree on. But that takes the people. That takes, like, again, we don't even have somebody who actually reached out in DC to see what do we need for DC? What do we need if we bring in 50 people down, 100 people down? Like who's the event person? We don't have it. And I don't like we have a Discord group for the House of Prayer, you know, with 130 people in it. That Discord group is on hold because we don't have the people yet. And that's okay, because I'm going to continue to say the reason anything that we're not executing on is because we don't have the people yet. And if we don't have the people, I just believe that that's not the Father's time, because I'm going to work like over here, but I'm going to work on what I'm specifically gifted and working at. So I think, Terrell, as people sign on for leadership who are, again, I'm looking for business people so that we can build. There's a great question in the chat. I want to get to these chats too. I'm looking for business people so we can build this private capital market. And once we build the private capital market, we're gonna have some people who screen out. We're gonna get our best and brightest business minds. They're gonna screen out these ideas, and not even screen out. Just like we have the sharks now. We're gonna have a council, and we'll have a council that you got to get through the council. And once the council approves you, then we know you're ready to meet with us. You're ready to pitch us. So that council is going to talk to you about sales, marketing, legal, finance, operations, you know, like, and then once you get the stamp of approval, like from all 5 of them, boom, 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 boom. Okay. Here you guys, you know, we're excited to talk to y'all about yada, yada company. We've been meeting with them over the last 3 months, doing incredible things. We've helped them tighten up everything. And here's the pitch. They want to offer the nation 20% of their company in exchange for $750,000. We think it's great. And then what's going to happen is that's going to be hundreds and hundreds of companies a day. It is going to be when we take this model to Jamaica, there's 2 sides here. We're building a marketplace. So the side Terrell just laid out is, let's gather the people who are going to be the funders and the investors. Like I said, 20,000, I think we can invest in almost anything, especially small stuff. Especially okay, you need $500,000, you need $1 million, you need $2 million. We can fund all of that stuff. All these startups, tech startups, we can fund all of that with 20,000 people. But as we get bigger, as we go to 50,000, 100,000 people, I think that's what we achieve by unifying some, because I'm only looking for 20%. Everything with me is 20%. 20% of the Nation of Islam, 20% of IUIC, 20%. And because I know that out of your whole clique, at least 20% of you, we can do some amazing things with. There's 45 million of us in America. So if we just get 20% of that number, that's 8 million people. We can fund every single company in the world that we're going to build with 8 million people on a private stock market, $50 each. And the reason why I started the meeting by showing you what $50 can do is because that's going to be how we talk. There's never going to be an opportunity for 100, 500. Well, I'm not going to say 100, but over 100, it doesn't make sense. Because we're going into regions, we're going into Haiti, we're going into Jamaica, we're going into all of these nations where the U.S. their buying power is not as strong as ours. So if we make the point of entry for them to invest in companies higher than $50, now we're pricing them out. So I think $50 is the universal thing where, okay, we can all invest $50 to get into these companies, and that'll be how we build hundreds of things. But there's two sides to it. It's unifying whoever's going to be a part of this nation, and then it's actually going and creating the Shark Tank style, come pitch us now. Come pitch us now. And then we'll, all of this I already have business plans for it. So again, I don't want to go into take you guys into the weeds, but the reason why I say people, I need business people, marketers, I need COOs, I need chief financial officers, I need accountants to contact me is because I've already planned all this. We just now need to execute on it. Get the developers. I saw somebody in the chat say they're a software engineer. So, matter of fact, let me read some of these from the chat because maybe some of you cannot talk and I want to make sure I get to these. And just to say, my music company is RC Entertainment, 144 Music, and I'm ready. Get in touch with me ASAP. Okay, well, let's see again, we want to give you the plan for us to build and change the music industry is going to be incredible, business-wise. So all of these are companies that we need to build the platform for you guys. If you have a company that goes within an industry, then there's nothing more important, because we can launch one company, but if we don't have the infrastructure in place to launch hundreds of companies on a yearly basis, there's nothing more important we should be spending our time on. We need to launch hundreds of companies per year, and that's on a small level. There'll be hundreds just in Jamaica. The rebuilding of Haiti is going to be thousands of companies, from airport to restaurants. So that's the most important thing. All right, I'm gonna do one more question, and then let me. I want to tell you about this company that I want to sow and that I've been spending the last year working on, and I hope you guys like it. Let's see. I don't mind doing free marketing. Just let me know how I can help. Keisha, wonderful. Please just get in touch with me. Marketing for the nation. Everything that comes through the nation, we're going to have our own, all right, we need a media arm. We need a media arm. So somebody who's going to say, all right, how can I want to build a company that consolidates the black media. So what normally happens is they'll go and raise money and buy out media companies and consolidate them. That's what the Jewish people have done. How do all these small companies that used to be small all come under one umbrella? It's called a leverage buyout. So we're actually consolidating all of your small companies, just like Ralph was pointing out. That's what Walmart did. We're going to buy up the small companies, turn them into our assets. So what we need to do is we need someone who is going to build the company that's going to go to all the Black creators, Africa Nation, all of these YouTube pages, Instagram pages that have Roland Martins, all of these people that collectively have hundreds of thousands of followers, couple, 100,000 subscribers, millions of subscribers, and say, okay, how much do you want? What do you mean how much we want? How much do you want for like to come under one umbrella? Man, my company not for sale. We're not taking your intellectual property. Your intellectual property is yours. But can we, when we have 20, 30, 50 media creators under one umbrella, that's a multi-billion-dollar a year conglomerate right there. And we're talking one voice. We deploy one voice. Just like when we see them deploy stuff on ABC and NBC, it's like, y'all all saying the same thing. Exactly, because it came from the top. So it'll come from the top what we're rolling out. So all of these things are why, see, all of these are the effect. I don't want to, they're all exciting. Everything we've talked about so far is super exciting. What Ralph talked about, what Terrell talked about, the music industry, what I just laid out with media, it's all exciting, but it's the effect of having a private stock market where we fund the companies. That's the effect. So that's why we want to talk about how we build this. Nothing more important. Okay? All right. Princess, yep. Okay, so y'all keep talking in the chat, and then let's figure by 4 o'clock. Right now it's about 20 to 4. I would say by the next 15 minutes, we'll just end with serious Q&A. And we'll try to make sure that everyone who leaves this Nation Builders Assembly meeting has an understanding of what we're doing and how we activate now. So, all right, so I spent all right, so let me tell you how this started, and give me a second to kind of give you the rundown. So September 1st, we're launching a company called Top 5. All of you have played Top 5 already. Everybody. It's an app. It's not a gambling app. It's a fun family game. Like instead of Uno, people are going to play Top 5. And spades, I'm not a good spades player. I mean, I'm good, but I feel like I'm not good enough to play with certain people. So being a good spades player is relative. But last year, my sisters are killing me on the phone because we talking about our top 5. Like we like, all right, greatest rappers of all time. We talking greatest rap groups. And we just going in because my sisters, one of them 5 years older than me, one of them 7 years older than me. So we a little different eras, but not far. I should be able to tell you that Bone Thugs and Harmony is my top 5 rap groups. It's in there. They killing me. Look, LaShawn, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm telling them they killing me over Bone Thugs and Harmony. What are you talking about? You put Bone Thugs and Harmony next to Wu-Tang Clan? Yes. Yes. So that was kind of the first debate we had, right? So then, I'm talking to my, me and my family, we start doing this. Like we literally in the kitchen, me, my wife and my mother, and we going over, listen, the Snicker is gotta be in there. Butterfinger's not in top 5. Butterfinger is maybe top 7. We all we on candy bars, we on breakfast cereals. We on theme songs, 90s theme songs. All right, Different Strokes. All right, Different Strokes is great. I don't know if that's top 5, though. Different Strokes is really good. Golden Girls, Perfect Strangers. If some of you know Perfect Strangers, that's an incredible theme song, if you know. So my sister's dog ended up passing away, and she doesn't have children. So this was really, really a big deal, right? She calls. I'm like, no one knows what to say because my sister's pretty tough. She's a Marine. I'm like, hey, listen, we praying for you. You know, and you know, we're gonna keep you in prayer. But let me, you know what me and mommy and Monique talking about? She's like, what? We talking about our top 5 ice cream flavors all time. She said, oh, you coffee gotta be on there. She jumps right in the game. Cookies and cream. So we in this, and that it's like literally 2.5 hours later. We didn't get through 6 categories. We done did, you know, because it's the talk. It's the talk. It's the debate. It's what you talk. Oh, shoot. It's the discover. You discovering stuff. You seeing stuff you have in common. So 2.5 hours later, my sister says, you know, because it's, you know, we taking it down now. She said, thanks for the distraction. She never thought about Lenny. Never thought. She went from welling up on me to, oh, we play. And that's the night where I'm like, oh, Father, I think we got something here. Because everybody already plays this. So I set out to build it. And when we built it, we started to build it last year, and it's built now. And I'll give y'all just some screenshots. I want y'all to, I want y'all to play it. And then, I mean, you got everything in there, top 5 TV moms, TV dads, you know, cartoons from our childhood, you know, top 5 action movies, horror movies. So you discovering a lot of stuff about people, and you going back to your childhood too. This is how it works. Everybody I played it with. In fact, I got a recording when I opened the bank account for the company. I opened the bank account for the company, and the woman's name is Donna. I had to record it because nobody would believe me. She's like, "Well, so tell me, you know, what's this game top 5 about?" And I said, "Well, listen, you already play it. You ever get into like your favorite everything?" So anyway, next thing I know, she's calling Kara over from the bank. Kara, this game, listen, this is a game where you're gonna be able to debate like top 5 your pizza toppings. You're gonna, you know, you go over like because my husband loves anchovies. She's like, I'm like, he's gonna get killed. He's got to defend that. You got to defend your opinions. See, there's no winners, there's no losers, but there's certain stuff you throw pineapple out there as top 5 pizza topping. All right, you're gonna have to defend that. And what it leads to is this incredible conversation where you find out, oh, shoot, you like Beverly Hills Cop 2, Harlem Nights, Eddie Murphy's your top 5 comedians. Listen, what's your favorite? And next thing you know, you're talking about Eddie Murphy movies. Next thing you know, you forget dates. We are gonna change the dating world. The dating world, you ain't gonna be sitting here like, what kind of foods do you like? Like, who the heck's going to do this? It's gonna be like, hey, you heard the top 5? Oh yeah. All right, listen. So in a matter of 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you're gonna know this person you're out on a date with does not like love movies. When you go to top 5 TV moms, no, I don't have any. You don't have not one top 5 TV mom at all? Is this who I really want to build a life with? You can't find, but if he says, oh, you know, hey, you know, if he's depending on how you might find out, oh, you love The Notebook, and next thing you know, the next date is, let's watch The Notebook. Let's get together and watch The Notebook. So this is what we're going to bring to the world. And so when we formed the company, I put 1% of the shares aside for people who share the game. You get a referral code when we launch. And once you share the game, on our way to 1 million players, with 25 people, use your referral code, you're permanently an owner of Top 5. That's why I wanted to share with you guys what 1% of a $1 billion company, a $10 billion company means, because according to our business plan, we're going after 1 billion plus players. We believe that, hold on. I just logged in on my phone because I want you guys to. We believe that this is, hold on, why am I getting an echo? All right, I'm trying to, oh, wait, let me turn my volume down. That's what it is. So we believe that more than a billion people will play top 5. You can add your own categories. So as you're playing, let's say you're with a bunch of people and y'all do books. You might want to. You can add your own category and play top 5 books. You can do an adult thing. Hey, let's do this adults thing. Add our own categories, and everybody sees it on their phone. I'm gonna show y'all what the screenshots look like. And again, the reason why I wanted to start off before we even spend the next 6 months, 6 months, 12 months building an infrastructure for a private capital market, a private stock market that we own. Before we even get there, I want to give you the opportunity to own what we believe, based on our plans, our metrics, is going to be a multi-billion-dollar company. We didn't get the top 5 dates, movie edition, Stephen A, ESPN partnership, Sports Fanatic edition, all of this stuff. So let me show y'all this, and then of course, ask any questions you would like to ask. I just had to log on to another device here. I'm gonna put my number in the chat because I don't want to depend on this to get through to y'all through email. So just lock this number in for me and just send me a text at that number, because when we launch, we're gonna launch in September 1st, and I'm gonna tell pretty much everybody about it. But algorithms, you might miss it. So I want to personally text. If I gotta personally text 200 people, 500 people, then that's what I'll do September 1st. Okay, share my screen here. All right, so let me know if you guys can see my screen coming up. Can y'all see that?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. Hold on. Let's get the top 5 here. All right, I'm glad y'all are excited. It's in the chat. I can't see your name. It says iPhone, but it's in the chat. And this is how I hope this becomes the model where everybody can come to us and do this same thing. Even if you're not ready to launch, come and just bring your idea and tell us what you're going to give us for launch. Tell us what you're going to give us for sharing the game. Okay, so this is a little bit about, this is 99% how it's going to look with some very small changes. So when you start the game, you'll get a link. You'll have a referral code, but that's when you first start. So when you go to your profile, you'll be able to see your info. You'll be able to see categories. Now, these are categories you add. So if let's say, all right, I'm from East Orange, New Jersey. If I'm playing with a bunch of people from East Orange, I know we all went to the same elementary school, middle school, high schools, and we might do top 5. Let's just talk about who's your favorite teachers of all time in East Orange. And so discoveries, you're going to discover a lot, because a lot of times you're going to discover movies or when my sister shared that Take 5 was in her top 5 candy bars, me and my mother was like, what's Take 5? She's, oh, you got to try Take 5. It has everything. It has caramel. It has this. And next thing you know, me and my mother went out and got Take 5. So this will be your referral link. And then when you start the game, you're taking, all right, there you go. Top 5 reality TV shows. This is going to get, it's going to get, depending on who you're playing with, you're going to get different answers. So if you play this with one of your girlfriends, if you're a girl, obviously, then you're going to get a different answer than if you play that with your husband or your man. And so that's one category, but there's over 130 in here. That sound's not going to be in there. We're doing a different countdown sound. Okay. And you'll have 2 options. You'll see the difference is when you start the game, you're going, oh, this is a good one. So you're just going to, you're probably not going to get through 90 sitcoms. It's going to take you probably 20, 30 minutes just to get through this category. So you're recreating the ultimate 90s TV marathon. Only 5 sitcoms make the lineup. Which are you bringing? You got Martin in there. You got different world. It is not easy. It is not easy to narrow down. Now, what you'll have here is instead of this button saying start, you're going to see a play or skip button. Again, that'll all be live September 1st. So you'll be able to skip the category if, all right, I'm not a hockey fan. All right, I'm going to skip that. Oh, theme songs, I'm going to play that. So 130 plus categories, and we'll continue to add more categories in there. And then, like I said, you'll have the add category button yourself, where if you want to do, like I said, top teachers, or matter of fact, local restaurants or local sandwich spots. Okay, you could do that, save that, and then you can push that and make that the next category. So now when you go back to the game, all right, you skip, top 5 local restaurants is the next category that pops up. Okay, so that's how we're going to have the game in India, and people are going to be playing it. We don't need to know their local culture. They're going to show what the local culture is when they actually add the game and add their hold on, let me take my screen down now. So that was the whole premise, was just making sure that when we built top 5, it didn't interrupt. I've played this game with my family already, officially, like, oh, yo, let's play top 5. And we in the back going over top 5 comedians, you know, like, but when we built the game, it was to make sure that the game it needed to be a perfect replication of our experience when we didn't have the game in an app form. So that's it. That's an overview. I won't get into the business until we launch September 1st, but I will get into business if you ask this. You know, I know you guys can't see it, but that lower part of that screen is actually where the display ads are going to be. So there's going to be a display ad right there, and you'll never know it's there. You'll never know it's there. So what we're doing is we're launching a game where the advertising does not interrupt the game. And that's why as we go and we penetrate the market with top 5, when I tell you we believe we can build something worth several tens of billions of dollars, that's there's no, even my father, when I showed him that, he said, hey, let me ask you, I play games all the time. Have you know of any game where they show you ads, but it does not interrupt the game? I said, no, maybe it's out there. But in this particular case, we're not getting paid for clicks. That's something they do wrong. Advertising tries to take you from what you're doing. Take you from what you're doing. Hey, I know you wanted to watch this video, but watch this ad first and then click it. No, these are called discovery ads, where you'll be able to add these things to your like if I was playing a game with my sister and she said take 5, I would have just hit take 5, add it to my discoveries. But that's why it's highly monetizable, because as you're sitting there debating, we're sitting here playing, ads are running, and they pay us. They pay us. And the reason why I'm saying us, if I wasn't inviting you all to be in the Founders Club by sharing the game with 25 friends, then I wouldn't be saying us. I wouldn't even be talking to you all about it. But the reason why I'm saying us is because when you see your company, all right, I've made the Founders Club, I share with 25 people, and you can see in your database, man, you own this percentage of the 1% Founders Club. And you see, oh man, and we'll be reporting to you guys quarterly of where we're at revenue-wise. Top 5 3 years from now is worth $10 billion. You all own collectively 1% of $10 billion. That's it. So when I say it's highly monetizable, I want y'all to look at it as founders, not just players. Like, so that's it so far. That's all I'll share, I think, for now, unless anyone, anybody want to ask a specific question about top 5, then I'll go into more detail, metrics and everything, because, anything you want to know from the business plan.
Just real quick, your phone number, it wasn't in the chat, so I'll put it in there, but I just want to make sure I had the right one to put in there.
Oh yeah, let me put it in. Let me put this one in. Hold on. Thanks, Nicole. Let me know if everybody can see this. And just send me a text. Everybody see that?
Okay, we can see it now. Thanks.
Okay. So send me a text. And what we want to do is we're gonna meet with investors, because we actually are gonna raise our first $500,000 to launch hard. And what you're gonna see on social media, our marketing is gonna be people playing the game. We are not investing. We've bootstrapped the company. I've invested my own money to grow the company, to build the company, the developers, everybody involved has been my money. So I don't look to go in and overspend resources. We don't need that. What we need is just a bunch of, what I'm going to be doing is filming people with an iPhone, most likely. Not me personally, but that part of whoever is going to be running our marketing is going to be just filming people playing the game, like literally. And then that'll be the last quarter of the year. You'll see just a bunch of scenarios of people playing the game. Going into next year, you'll see that we'll start actually doing some scripted things like that, where a dude comes in, he's meeting the parents play charades. He's not a good charades player, and it's going to be bad for him. No, man, because that's real life. Like, if you come in to meet your girl's parents and they're like, we're a big charades family, you play it? Yeah, I do. Yeah. Daggone well you don't play charades. You don't want to say no. So it's like, next thing you know, you done blew the game, okay? And the father doesn't really like you that much. The father don't like you that much. And then we contrast. Same dude walks in. Hey, you ever hear you guys play top five? Yeah, let's play it. Next thing you know, they're doing top five comedians, and the dad and the son like Eddie Murphy, or like, oh, Eddie Murphy, big. Oh, what's your favorite Eddie Murphy movie? Trading Places? Oh my God. Now the father and the son over here talking about Eddie Murphy movies, and the father's like, hey, this is a good kid right here. I like him. So that'll be what we move into next year. We'll start doing some scripted videos for social media. But all we need to do is, and my 18-year-old daughter, when we had the meeting, came in and she heard the end of the meeting and she said, Dad, all we got to do is just really make videos of people playing the game. I said, that's so funny. That's right, because that's the whole marketing plan. that's the whole marketing plan we came up with. So any questions, feel free to ask. I'm getting a lot of texts from you guys. So yes, I will send you guys the link as soon as it's live in the App Store and the Google Play Store. And then, like I said, once you share it with 25 people, they use your referral code. You're in the founders pool for, forever. You're rocking with us forever. Demetrius, I might have mispronounced your name. I'm sorry.
No, that's actually correct.
Good to see you.
I have a question. Good to see you guys too. Glad to be a part of this. I have a question. In the event that we lose the capability to have internet, I mean, with power grids going down, things like that, have you considered making this a board game, something that you can actually market and sell? I mean, I think that would be an excellent idea for friends and families who get together at home. That was my question.
That's a great question. Absolutely. That's on the future iterations is top 5, the board game. Certainly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, great question. See? Y'all see what you do it? The moon. And you don't have to understand the company totally, but I think this one's simple enough where when we do this, it's like, wait a minute, this doesn't exist already? Because we do it already. It's just it hasn't been categorized, it hasn't been put in game form, and it hasn't been monetized. So that's all we're doing, is we're taking something that we all do already, and yeah, I would love for everybody to share the game with 25 people, and the more you share it with, the higher percentage of the 1% you own. So if you're just like a social butterfly, hey, this is a game that we just launched, and that's your language. This is a game we just launched. If you share the game with 25 people too, you actually become a founder, all the way until we get to 1 million players. This is our marketing plan. So instead of me sitting here trying to figure out, all right, let's run Facebook ads, what are we going to do? Do I want to do some influencer campaigns? All of that, no. I'd rather do it with our nation, so that when we look up and say, okay, what was one of the first companies we launched? First company we launched as a nation was Top 5. and more and more and more will come.
I have a question.
What's going on? It's only saying iPhone, so how should I address you?
Jennifer,
Hey, Jennifer, what's up?
if we don't, say all 25 people that I send my invite to, they don't accept, how, is there another way to get in?
No, because we don't want to. We don't want to reward for a metric we don't want. A metric we don't want is downloads, because then people will be gaming the system. Oh, let me just send it out to a bunch of people and nobody plays the game. And then, but no, you once they actually use your referral code, because when they first download the game, it asks enter your display name, and then it says enter your the referral code of the person who referred you. So once they start the game, that's where you're credited.
Okay.
But you would just send them your link, and then it will take them to the App Store, or would take them to the Google Play Store.
Well, I meant you said that I will get in and I'll be a part of the company, but say I don't get 25 people. How, there's no way for me to get in the company?
No,
Okay.
no, not this one.
Okay. So I gotta keep sending it out, is what you're saying. Until 25 people or more.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, all the way up to 1 million players. So we don't know how
Yeah.
fast we hit 1 million. God willing, we hit 1 million our first year. We might hit 1 million our first 6 months. It might take us 3 years to hit 1 million. But once we hit 1 million, everybody who's referred at least 25 people are locked in the Founders Club forever.
Okay. I like
Okay.
that. Okay.
Hey, LaShawn, what's going on? Anybody can raise their hand too. There's a react button at the bottom. Just hit that, and then you'll see the raise hand button. It'll put everybody in order. What's going on?
Hi, everyone. Someone had a question in the chat earlier about the October meeting. They said they came on late and they wanted to know that you shared any details about it. So I didn't know if you were planning to share before the meeting ends. So I just thought I would point that out. But thank you.
Thank you, LaShawn. October 18th, Saturday. Saturday, October 18th is the DC meeting. Anybody who is anyone who's an event planner or anybody who's good with administration, I'd like you to text me. Let's get, like, we need people who are going to help us organize that event. Even if it's not much, do we need a permit? Like yes, please send me a message if you are an administrator or if you're an event planner, so that we can link you up with Nicole. Nicole's been really running a lot of the moderation for our meetings, helping us organize the Nation Builders forums, but what we'd like to see at least 2 or 3 people, especially one who's good with events, like that's your thing. We'd like to link you up with Nicole and I, and the plan is to have more and more people. So everyone doing a little bit, a lot should get done. If we can get 2 or 3 people on the admin team, 2 or 3 people on the event planning team, then we should all be able to do everything for just a few, literally maybe less than 5 hours a month. We should be able to do everything we want to do. Great question. Thank you. How are you? It's saying iPhone, so I don't want to, Black Hat. How should I address you?
It's Tex, man. Tex Freedom.
Good to see you, Tex. How are you?
Hey, man. Good to see you, too. Hey, I know a few weeks ago I heard you talk about the industry, the music industry, and the new music industry, and how God was going to put a plan in place in someone that was going to be raised up to kind of spearhead that. Anything more on that? I hadn't heard you talk more about it. I just introduced myself. I've been in the music business 30 years. My history is I founded the R&B group Ideal. I'm from Houston, Texas. I go to Musicians Institute in Hollywood. I spent the last 3 years in Hollywood, and the last 4 years before that as a cast member of Hitsville on the Strip in Las Vegas, and been watching this music industry from a different perspective. I believe God put me back in the business as a spy, because I left the business because I met Christ. Then He's put me back in the business. I mean, right in the heart of it. I tell people I killed the lion, tiger, and the bear, because I conquered Hollywood and I conquered Vegas.
Come
and
on.
all for Christ though, man. And that's been my prayer to that God will give me the wisdom to raise up leaders who will take back the industry for a moral perspective, because it belongs to God. The entertainment business is a God idea, and His eye is on it. He is the center of it, and I believe that people just have to be raised up and to take back what the devil stole. He said, "The kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force." So I just want to know more of your thoughts and where you were on how you see that. And I know it fits in to the grand scheme of things because we all need it. We all, that's what the game is all about. It's all entertainment. So we have to figure out a way to really, really get past this devil who's made entertainment a bad thing in the life of everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed, Tex. So they make it so easy to take over things because they build it on oppression. If we were trying to take over the music industry back, let's say in the 90s, it would be very tough because it was still some degree of them letting everything in that should have flowed. We could have taken it based on easier access. So you don't got to be standing outside of Def Jam to get a deal with us. But again, there was no technology. So I'm just saying, if the components that existed back then existed now, then it would have been harder because you wanted to be on Def Jam or Universal or Columbia or Arista. You wanted that. You needed that to. You needed the multi-million-dollar studio. You thought you did, So, but now they're not letting anything in but toxic music, not good music. So you have all of these rappers, singers, pop stars, all of these people that have no interest in even really wanting to be in that industry anymore. They're in the churches, in the neighborhoods. They're still writing music. They're doing things on social media. Huge talent. People who they put our people in front of American Idol and X Factor and all of this stuff. And then they pick and choose. All right, we want you. Can we use you? We are going to, all right, we just decided we're not going to do singing groups anymore because y'all singing about love, y'all singing about forgiveness. Okay, all the singing groups are still out there all right, who are we going to sign with? I feel like they in their neighborhoods know them. They on the porches. Man, y'all, y'all boys is nice, man. Y'all ever think about trying to get a deal? Man, the industry don't want this type of stuff. Facts. But the world does. And so the industry has put themselves in a corner where what we'll do is y'all sign these people and we gonna go sign all of these people over here. But again, it's a company. It's multiple companies. Even the company that I mentioned on the page about going after the rights holders, the master rights that reverted back to the original music holders now, that's a company. The father gave me that one, and that's one he said, throw that out there so people could see that's what we want to bring. My dream, here's my dream. My dream is this. I can sit in a place, the social capitalist network, and it just incubates hundreds and hundreds of companies. Hundreds of companies. All I want to do all day long with my life is just talk to people who are growing companies. Some of them are going to be my ideas. All right, listen, we need these people on board. Hey, we need a CEO. We need this. We need the marketing person. And most of them are going to be others' ideas. And then I just want to build that network of thousands of businesses being connected with the people because it's all business. It's all these opportunities, Tex, are huge opportunities, multi-billion-dollar opportunities for us to take over. But we have to have again, going back to Ralph's point, the infrastructure. And the whole point of this meeting is the building of an economic infrastructure. I want y'all to be highly sensitive to how people approach you concerning their businesses. If they're not talking to you about, okay, if you use my product, if you share my product, then I'm going to make you an owner. If they're not having that conversation, or, hey, I'm raising this much money for my company. I'm raising this much money, and in exchange for that, I'm going to give you X percentage of the company. If it's not one of those two conversations, it's on a low level. It's on a lower level than we need right now. We need high level, launch pad, go into these industries, take them over. We're going to fund it. And that's
Mhm.
what we're going to build over the next 6 to 12 months. That infrastructure right there.
Right. Well, you know, when you said that, I mean, I was like immediately. I was in the studio with a friend, and I was like, "Bro, did you see this?" Because I mean, I felt like you were talking directly to me. Like the story is like the story is crazy because in the 90s, if y'all, I don't know if y'all remember who's on here, but Ideal, we sang Get Gone, whatever you want to do, creep in, 2000, you know, sorry ladies, but we said pack your bag, it's the hell on, love don't want you no more. And that was the straw that got me out the group because I met Jesus while I was in the group and I was signed to Virgin. You're absolutely right. We were signed, we wanted to be signed to these labels. And when I got to Hollywood, I met Christ, and Christ told me to these times. He showed me these times now, so I immediately obeyed him. So most people don't remember that. Ideal was 5 people and not 4 people. So yeah, but that's
See, Get
4. You
Going
don't
got
see.
7 million views on YouTube. Y'all
And
was
so
doing some damage.
I need to figure out how to get some of that royalty money. But if you go look up Ideal Inner City Blues and count the people in there, there is a 5th man. And most people don't go that deep because they're like, you know, they just surface. But 5 people, there had to be something that happened to the one. Who was the one guy that's not there? And that one has resurfaced 20 some years later and really never went anywhere because I really went back to college to get my degree in marketing. I did a lot of children's entertainment. I've made 89 mascots in 16 years. I've done thousands of shows with mascot on. I play a big part in the sports arena. Like I said, I just got back from Hollywood, and it's really interesting because God put me in the entertainment business on multiple levels and let me be successful at these levels because in the whole time he was telling me, I'm building you for something else, but I have to let you go through it. And I have to, like Moses, I have to cover your face. I have to cover you because the name is the most important thing. It's better to have a great name than great riches. And my name means something. My name is a second name of 3. So I really have to make sure my Charles VN is my name. It's my son's name, is my dad's name. My dad was the first Black marketing director of the Houston Astros. So that means a lot to me. I don't want to be in a tarnishing situation. But when you were saying this, you were speaking directly to me and whoever else is a part of this movement, because as we move to another land, as we move to a place, these are things that we have to be dealing with because people are going to want to be entertained, and it has to be a fair, fair, and it has to be moralistic. You know, it can't be anything. You can't bring this old stuff into this new thing. Old wineskins, you know, you can't put new wine in old wineskins. So we can't have that. So it has to be people who think like that because we have to build it from a position of we're building people and we're not hurting people. We're building them up and we're not taking the vibration has to always stay up. And I've been doing it for a long time now for kids. And I thank God because, you know, God allowed me to work with children. I still work with children. I'm a kids life volunteer at Lakewood Church here in Houston. And that does a lot for me because I deal with it, gives me a lot of creativity. So I just wanted to say that, introduce myself. I know we talk on Instagram a little bit. And I appreciate everything that you're doing, bro. It really resonates. I'm here in Texas. So you know that your message is resonating from where you are to here. We probably felt your earthquake the other day in Jesus' name.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah,
Praise the
so
Lord. This is the Father's doing. It's
yeah, that's right.
marvelous.
Only.
It's marvelous
Only.
in our sight. Here's
Only. Only.
the amazing thing that's gonna happen through his children is this is the kingdom of heaven. It is a dream. It's a dream come true to
Yes,
build
Lord.
what we're about to build. That one
Amen.
doesn't take a lot of time. That doesn't take a lot of money. That's a matter of the right people. If you go back to that plan and you play out that plan, not a money plan, because the money it's there already. The money
Mhm.
it's a service business. It's not a
Right.
heavy capital investment upfront business. Going and finding the research. All right, whose catalog is eligible. All right, everybody from 1990 to 1995. Okay, but every year it falls off. So it's only you got a 5-year window to reclaim those masters. 5 years. Once it closes, you lose it forever. So
Yeah.
now you're working against the clock. All right, start with 1991. Boom. All right, let's find out and get with the entertainment lawyers, get with the people who are going to monetize the actual catalog because you want that streamlined. You want to be able to say, family, Angie Stone's family. Listen, we actually got your mom's catalog. You're the rights holder now. And well, what I'm gonna do with it? Well, listen, we got this set up where this is how the catalogs have been monetized, and we'll actually oversee it for a percentage of the monetization. And if you could we could give it to you, it's yours. We don't own the catalog. We got it for you. And you do a if they want to manage it, then you take a cut for the first 3 years. That's your pay. So you're working based on results. So after I got you the catalog, I get a cut for the first 3 years and then it's you. But if you want us, and this is where your conglomerate text runs that. This is where most people are not going to say, I want to manage it. Most people are going to say, can you manage it? Because I didn't, it's like inheriting a house, and it's like, hey, I don't need a house. I'm glad my grandmother left it to me, but I don't even know what to do with the house. So you managing it and actually monetizing it through every channel, TV, music, sync licensing, mechanical licensing, all of the channels, that's your team there. So you put that team together and then you just go and get the catalogs, recover the catalogs because it's rightfully there. So you might have to get some, okay, who's the lawyer who's going to be responsible for going and finding the rights holder and who's the next of kin, and then just build that team. And again, that's not my gift. That's why the father said, give this to someone because this ain't for you, Deshone. People like, oh, well, it sounds like you're supposed to be the one to do it. No, that's for someone to do. Go put those people together, show them the opportunity. That's that's a, good Lord, $100+ million a year opportunity. So everyone should be working for skin in the game. Nobody should be saying to you, tax val, listen, man, I need $5,000 to participate. I need this. No. If you don't see that the opportunity is in us recovering catalog after catalog, 10, 15 catalogs a month, and then setting up the back end to monetize those catalogs, if you can't see that that's the opportunity and you're not willing to work with me for 6 months, 9 months, a year to get it going, then you're not the person that God has for me.
Right. Well, I'm down for the cause, man. I'm willing to work toward it. I got a
And
whole nother,
just
got
stay
a whole
posted.
nother,
Stay
got a whole
posted.
nother.
Go
I
ahead.
got a whole nother development story. I tell you, and people have to be willing to get developed in whatever it is. And so I'm down. I tell her, and I'll say this and I'll let it go. 9 months, everybody, if you have an idea, make sure you give it 9 months. We all have that in common. We all had to be developed in the womb for 9 months. So when you have an idea, don't think just because it happens, it doesn't happen in a few days or a couple months. Don't give it up, because we all have one thing in common, and that's development. So that's the problem with our business and the music business right now is that people have these ideas, they're making these songs, but there's no development and there's no accountability. So all this is a mess right now. So
we're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it. Don't worry.
The father's gonna fix it.
And listen, and he works through people.
That's right. Amen. And it's us.
It's us. Listen, it's a joke where a guy says, he comes and he's got this beautiful like landscape orchard behind him. And somebody pulls up on him and says, man, look what God gave you. And the guy says, listen, you should have seen what it looked like when he first gave it to me.
Come on now. Yeah,
so
you gotta work it.
He'll give you the mess. You know what I'm saying? And he'll give you the vision for what it's gonna look like once it's done. Again, stay posted. We have so much to talk about concerning the music industry business. Like there's the beats right now. It costs up. Listen, we'll talk about that on a separate level. Just make sure that when people watch this on YouTube, I need to know how, when we put this on YouTube, how do people get in touch with me when we launch Top 5? I need to know, all right, people watching video, obviously we got my number here in the chat. I want to I want to personally send everybody and if you're on the email list, you're gonna get the email. So I mean, I think that might be good enough. Because I mean, if we get I think, is that good enough? Is everybody getting the emails from me? Everybody got the email for the meeting today? Go ahead, Panda. I can't hear you. Go ahead, Nicole, and then Panda wanted to say, yeah, because
I was just saying, I think the email is good. That reaches everybody who it's supposed to.
okay. Go ahead, Panda. Unmute your phone, and if that's fine, then that's fine. We'll launch, and I'll send multiple emails out over the course of September.
Yeah,
You're muted,
you
Panda.
know,
Go ahead.
I was wondering when I was going to hear something. I just happened to be fumbling through my junk mail to clean out my phone, and that's why all the emails were going to the junk mail. So I didn't see anything, and I was like, "Oh, they've been emailing. All right." So, yeah, today I wanted to jump on the call. I like what you said though, brother, about that music thing. Them people, oh my God, Hollywood is kind of crazy. I remember back in 2012 when I was on the X Factor, like I made it so far, like to the top 40. And I know even after that, you know, I was kind of glad I didn't win because my friends who did win, man, they were just getting dressed up. They were working them people to death. They wasn't getting any money. And I know I started making a lot of money after that. And then they stopped me from making my money. They told me, no, you still under contract for like 2 years. So, you know, I got a call from Tyler Perry. I was like, oh, man, look, I was doing things. And I was just like, man, y'all waited. Y'all made me wait because y'all wanted my money. You can do it, but all the money got to come to us. I ain't work for y'all. I never even intended on going on that show, but I work at Starbucks. So the Fox 4 is right across the street. Everybody would come over there. They know I'm always singing. So it's like, you got to try out. And then just like some stuff went down with my church and they were talking about just putting us out. And I went, I was like, hey, Pastor, I'm finna go win this money for us. I really thought I was going to win it. But I still ended up, you know what? I actually ended up making enough money to help us with our down payment for our next building because I just started traveling and singing and until they stopped me because they was like, you under contract. I didn't win. Why I'm under contract?
Oh, wait. Even after you didn't win, they said you can't.
Yeah, they told me I had to wait 2 years, and because I was everywhere. I'm from New Mexico. I live here in Dallas, and I had never been nowhere. Now I can say that I honestly have been to like 38 of the United States, just traveling, singing, telling my testimony, you know. And I was and not only just singing, you know, like I just got back from Washington, D.C. I went down there. They had this big event for the mayor or whatever. So now I get to keep my money, but it's just like I was just thinking about all the money because you know when you're hot, you're hot. When you're out there and you're constantly out there, everybody calling you. But you know when they stifle you, you know what can you do? You know, we went back to the church and lead worship. But, yeah, I'm hoping to do something with the gift that God gave me. I'm gonna continue to sing it. And
I have an answer for you, Panda. I want to. I'm gonna make sure you get my email and we'll talk because if you have a voice, I have something for you, and we'll talk more about it because, like I said, I was able to bypass the entertainment business on a whole nother level because I became a cartoonist and a mascot developer. And I mean, I made so much money. I thought it was crazy because I was making money doing children's entertainment and it couldn't be stopped. You know,
Wow.
the enemy definitely did his thing to try to stop me because I went through a divorce and that was my business partner. But it didn't stop who I am, and it didn't stop me from being able to make a comeback right now in my career as an animator, as an artist for children. So it's a whole nother way for artists because we have to figure out how to immortalize our gift. And, and how to immortalize your gift is voiceover, cartoon.
Right.
I mean, you go.
Like
you
that.
caught it. You caught it. You caught it.
Because they sure be singing in those movies and Disney movies. I'm sure they are more. I know that Ariel voice. Even Cynthia Erivo. Like
But you know, watch
Go
this.
ahead.
You take the voice and you monetize that through products. I mean, there's I mean, you know, it gets real deep because I got a whole crazy story about soap and water, which soap and water makes bubbles. I made the bubble song, and I made hundreds of thousands of dollars singing the bubble song in a costume doing McDonald's children fest shows. And we
Definitely gotta call me or email me. I want
we
to talk
sold
to you
out of
one on one.
bubbles every time, like soap and water. I sang the bubble song, and every time I look, I be in costume, I look and say, "Oh yeah, we sold out because all the kids had the bubbles out here blowing bubbles, baby." And it was crazy. So I didn't think I would ever be back to doing adult entertainment because I was making so much money doing children's entertainment,
Oh man.
moralistic, in the church.
Oh,
So there's a
Right.
way,
Wow.
and I want to talk to the artists because I have a vision, and I want to make sure that we harness
please,
this and we
Kyle.
bring
I
each other
mean,
in.
email me. I'll put my
I got
email
you.
in this chat, and I'll do that.
I
Brother
got you.
Deshone, I did want to say, God bless you, man. Like I was so blessed when I fell across your page, and I heard you
Praise
speaking,
the Lord.
man. Because that I know that God. Well, I know that we His chosen people, first of all, and I have been okay, so I was just quick little testimony, y'all. I'm sorry. I was on
Oh,
drugs
go ahead.
many years, right? January 25th, 1997, I gave my life to the Lord and went into this Christian rehab home. I was in this church for 27 years, predominantly Hispanic, pastor Hispanic. We never had any issues. I knew that because I've even voted Republican, but the last person I voted for Republican was John McCain. I wasn't going to vote for Romney, and I dang sure wasn't going to vote for Trump. And so it's like, when I got a lot of friends. Of course, my page is full. I can't like add friends and stuff. I can't be nobody's friend because you go to the maximum. That's it. But people from the church and other thing, they come on my page and just talk crazy to me. Oh, you're a baby killer. Man, look, you're either for life or you're not for life. You got people here in Texas that's suing the state because they couldn't even get a DNC and their child died. So after having a miscarriage, that's not an abortion. So I was I was getting attacked a lot by these Hispanics, and I was like, look, I love y'all. The good outweigh the bad, but the Lord led me to Friendship West, and I don't know if y'all have heard of Freddie Haynes, but boy, Friendship West, we out there, we own it. But he be doing so much stuff, activism, and like we just trying to, you know what I'm saying, get our props. And I'm like, y'all can't keep on trying to make me. Y'all thought that I was that black woman. Y'all wanted a whole bunch of yes ma'am and yes black men and yes woman around to conform to the way that you thinking it. But I was never that woman. I've always been outspoken, but I've always been one of the biggest givers in the church too. And so they kept me around, and my crazy butt, I brought thousands of people to the church, filled the church up, did content the church, made the church a lot of money. But still never could get an invitation because why? I ain't got the look or the what you looking for. You put all these people that are just yes sir, yes sir, yes. Not me, because we ain't gonna never get no common ground. You ain't gonna give me the respect that I need if you can't listen to what I gotta say, because all got something to say. So yeah, Lord told me to get on up out of there, and I left, and I've been at Friendship West since November the 1st, and now, man, we just out here in Dallas and we be going to the camp, we be everywhere. We just trying to get our voices out there and be heard, and also make some change in this world. But when I just feel like I said, I just want to say thank you, Deshone, because when I ran across your page, man, I think I don't know if I got the shirt on. Oh yeah, I do. Blackity black. I am blackity black. I love my people, man, and so some people, I don't know, they try to fit in with this world, but this ain't where I want to be here in America. I just got back, me and my husband, from Nigeria, and man, that was just beautiful. I had never been there. I've been to West Africa to sing over there, but I had never been to South Africa, but I had never been to West Africa. So it was just beautiful being around all my people. And I was telling my husband, like, man, we need to be building a house over there or something, like, because it's dirt cheap to get a house over there. I was like, we need to get up out of America. What are we here for? We just waiting for them to throw us a bone or whatever. Man, let's go. Let's go. I'm tired.
Well, you saying all of that about me, and again, you know, this is the Father's doing right here. He's brought us all together, and
Yeah.
you know, but I gotta say, I'm looking at videos of you are. I mean, that last one I just pulled up has 17 million views.
The very first video that I had, that thing had, I swear to God, like 70 million views, and then they took it down, and you know how they re-edit because they want to promote whoever for the next season or whatever. But yeah, that was my thing. They even begged me to come over there uh begged me to come to Europe. They kept calling, and I was like, nah. Every time I go, y'all, you know, you let me get to the top 40. Then he sent me home, and I really don't want to deal with that. My late husband, he was dealing with cancer and stuff. And then I started, my late husband told me, no, you need to pursue your dream. Go on and go. So I was over there filming for like 3 weeks over there in Europe, get the UK, I mean, for, you know, the X Factor. And then they had put me out right towards the end when I got to the top 40. But they called me back and put me with this other black girl, but she wasn't a believer and she was hard to get along with. She kept trying to steal the stage. I was like, hold up. We sounded good together on that first song. I'm a female tenor. I mean, like, and you can go to all kind of ranges. Like, wow, we ain't got to fight for the spotlight. Let's make this money. But she, you know, yeah, so shoot, I was ready to go. Let me go. Because anyway, they're not going to pick you no way. They pick you. And that's how they did me every time. 3 times, 2 times here in the US, 1 time in the UK. They'll keep picking you because you're good TV. You know, you got people
But they're
laughing.
not gonna let you
At
win.
the end of the day, they want those young kids that they can dress up in, you know, clothes where they're showing all their body. And, you know,
Absolutely.
and I'm like, I know y'all wasn't gonna pick no because y'all think I'm old and washed up or whatever. But I keep drawing the crowd to this TV screen when we having these shows. People coming out to these venues to see us, and the lines is full over here with me trying to get a picture in it. But y'all want the young kids, so you know, go and take what you want. I'll take this free trip to Europe. Can't never say I didn't go over there, and I ain't have to pay for a dang thing. So,
Well, let me say this, Panda. I am. This is all opportunity. So for those of you who are here on the meeting, and for those of you who are watching the replay of this meeting, this is the opportunity that we have. So we don't have to discuss. We'll have our own X Factor. We'll have our own. Again, when we start talking about the best and brightest among us in media, TV, television, film, these are things that we are going to build and develop, and we're going to have an active. They've already sold and packaged us, so we don't have to. The reason why I say, and you know, and we'll end with this. You know, I want to be very clear that we don't need to put anything on a hierarchy of what needs to come first. Because if we were, then top 5 wouldn't be first. We're not looking at needs, we're looking at opportunity and the capability, feasibility. How quick can we get it done? Can we launch it now? And because again, even the agriculture business. So the agriculture business, that cycle of profitability might be 18 months, 2 years, 3 years. Some crops may not grow for 3 years, which means you have to be invested for 3 years before you could even get that crop. So that's not a good investment. Well, I'm not going to say it's not a good investment because the long-term scale is great. But initially, what if somebody wants to, you know, what if somebody's building the company that's going to go and change the music industry this year? We can actually build this. And next thing you know, we're doing that this year. We're monetizing a company now. So it's not, we have so many needs. Everything that we're discussing today is a need. We need fun games. We need great music. We need our artists to be able to get that music through. We need to own that. Or a percentage of it. We need the artist to own all of the, you know, we need great movies. We need people who are trying to pitch Hollywood right now because they have a movie. Look at our brother who, you know, Sinners. Somebody help me out. Sinners. Ryan Coogler.
Okay.
Genius. Proving to Hollywood that I can make movies that make hundreds of millions of dollars. But it would be so much better if we were funding Ryan Coogler movies, not Hollywood.
Already.
If every movie Ryan Coogler wanted to do, he came to us and said, all right, guys, I need $5 million. No problem. How much of the movie do we get? Y'all got 15% of the movie. Great. Because Hollywood has more than 15% of the movie. So whatever he was going to give Hollywood, he much rather give it to us. Y'all the ones that's going to go out because y'all invested in the movies. Y'all the one that's going to go out and tell your friends, go see the movie. Y'all doing that anyway. So this is social capitalism. When I started the meeting and I said that the economic model of our nation is social capitalism. Whatever we launch, whatever we support, we own it. And so 3 companies that I saw a total need for, that at some point, hopefully, God willing, we can figure out how to get to those 3 people who have been starving for funding for the last, since they started. And top 5 being your game, where when you play it over the holidays, because our mission is by Thanksgiving, we need to own Thanksgiving. People are coming in and they're like, all right, hey, oh, who's this? Oh, that's your little boyfriend. Come on over here. And how boyfriend all awkward. He don't know. All right, I hope they like me. We don't need them breaking out spades or dominoes or none of that. Y'all can do that later, but let's just bug out and let's go. We're gonna play top 5, and over the next 5 hours, we're gonna find out everything this boy like, what he don't like, what we have in common, what we don't have in common. And by the end of this Thanksgiving meeting, we gonna tell you if this needs. You gonna know. You gonna be looking at him or her like, that ain't the one, or that is. So everything is an economic opportunity. That's what I wanted to speak with y'all about today. There's nothing more important than that. Business people, I need you to get in touch with me. I need to know who you are. Like, I need to be talking to the business committee regularly. Like, we need developers. We need to start I can give you all the plan. I cannot give the whole nation the plan of business. That's not your thing. And that's okay.
And that's okay.
That's okay. But we should, as the business committee, be able to meet, go over plan, go over everything, go over timelines, and then report to y'all every month. Hey, this is what we did as the business committee. Oh, this is what the administrative committee did. This is what the event planning committee did. This is what the media committee did. This is what the military committee did. That's going to be the plan moving forward. But we need to break off into committees. And right now, the most important committees are administration, event planning, business, and what else, Nicole? I'm missing one. Event planning, business, media, and we have one more.
Did you
Administration. Those 4.
Yeah.
Okay, administration, thank you. Event planning, business, and media. Media, broadcast, entertainment, social media, content creation, podcast. Those 4 are who we need, like, right now. Okay? So what else? Anybody got anything before we wrap? That is what I have. Anybody have anything? Nicole, anything that you saw, that you caught, that we need to address?
Just one question I saw. Somebody was asking about being international, and can they still be involved with the app?
Absolutely. Great question. There's people who developed the game in India who are waiting for the game. So it's literally, again, when I was sitting with the developers, they're like, oh, so tell us about the company in top 5. I said, well, what's your favorite movie? Like, what kind of movies you like? They're like, action movies. I said, okay, so you're stuck on the island. You can only watch 5 action movies for the rest of your life. What makes it? The guy says Dark Knight. I'm like, now Dark Knight that's in my top 5. So meanwhile, I'm on the phone with a guy in India on a Zoom call. I think I got nothing in common with this guy. And in less than 5 minutes, I know we both talking Dark Knight, Heath Ledger, what and then they can do local. So they can do top 5 restaurants in Mumbai, top 5 Bollywood. They can add their own categories. So wherever you are, South Africa, Europe, China, well, China's probably not going to let us in, but anywhere else, they can the game becomes hyper local because they can add their own categories. So yeah, you'll be able to do it in South Africa. Go ahead, Nicole.
So I think the second part of that question is, are they still able to be part of the 1%, like giving out the referral codes too?
Absolutely. Okay. Now, great question. When you'll see in your My Referrals category, profile, you'll be able to see who's used your referral code. So it'll say, Deshone, use your referral code. Demetrius, use your referral code. So and then it'll say number of referrals. And then once you make the Founders Club, you'll have a badge. So it'll be, in your profile, and you'll also be able to see, because when you own a company or a percentage of it, until the company has what's called a liquidity event, whether they buy shares back from you or they give you an opportunity to sell the shares, this is a private company. So when you get so you'll see, we'll send a document out that'll show, we'll probably need to, under my referrals, because this has to be specific. It's in our terms and conditions, but you'll see a Founders Club terms and conditions. So what that means is, because some people say, well, is it shares? Can I just go sell them tomorrow? Just like when you invest in Facebook, there's typically a lockup period. Like you can't sell your shares for 5 years. Like we're building. But after 5 years, okay, 3 years, 5, whatever's in those terms, and there's a liquidity event where we'll either buy those shares back from you, or you can, sell those shares, or if our company gets acquired, which we wouldn't sell Top 5. I want y'all to know that now, because until we have too many opportunities. So when people come and say, all right, would you sell it for $10 billion, $5 billion? We're not selling the company. We're good. The company's going to be in our portfolio. You don't want to look up and in 10 years, Deshone sold Top 5. Like, why did he sell Top 5? We could have just kept it. We should have kept it. And that's with everything we build. Hair care company, it should be in a global portfolio that we own. Like Berkshire Hathaway owns Coca-Cola, owns See's Candy, owns Bank of America, owns Geico. Like, they don't sell these things. They keep them forever. So that's what we want. But yes, that'll be spelled out in the terms no matter where you're at. And that's part of the reason why, because this is a great question, that's part of the reason why we didn't do a formal raise. If we did a formal raise and said, okay, we're giving you the equity up front and the shares up front, instead of a in writing here and in this documented, you own a portion of this, it allows everybody to participate. Versus if we did a formal thing, we now have to keep people out who are not in America, because they're going to regulate that. So this gives us the perfect opportunity to grow the game and see in the game, okay, I'm in the Founders Club. You'll get invited to the quarterly reporting, so that you can follow everything. And that is not going to be it's not going to be based on borders, but you should plan to be in Top 5 for 5 years. If things go crazy in 3 years, we may do a stock buyback. We may give you an opportunity to sell your stock. And you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. But if you were desperate for cash and you like, oh, my shares in Top 5 are worth $25,000, I need to sell it. Okay, maybe 3 years we'll look at that. But we really want you focused on being in Top 5 for 5 years. Like, we need to do Top 5 match, dating edition. We need to do sports edition. We need to do, you're going to look in those, you're going to see Top 5 breakfast cereals category. It'll be sponsored by General Mills, where the whole skin is designed by them. Top 5 sneakers will be done by Nike, Reebok, where that whole skin, they get that and they pay us $50,000 to $100,000 a month for those impressions. Mars, who makes Snicker bars, they might do Top 5 candy bars. Like, you want to see all of these things happen before you think about selling your shares in Top 5. Once we've implemented everything, then you sell if you want to. Okay? You don't want to sell and be like Victoria's Secret guy. He sold and then they went and they 10x the company in 2 years. He jumped off a bridge. He's like, oh, I sold way too early. If I would have held on for another 2 years, you mean my stuff would have been worth it? You don't want to sell, and not in this case. That's why me as the founder, I have to give you the long-term vision, so you don't be like, well, I sold when it was 25,000, but how much Top 5 worth now? Yeah, 50 billion. So how much would I have gotten? Yeah, you'd have got about 2 million. It's not a happy day. It's a bad day. A lot of bad days. So, all right. Anything else, Nicole? Anybody else got anything? September 1st. Write it down in your calendars. September 1st, I will email everybody, and I'm so happy. Rich together, wealthy together. There's nothing else that's important to me. I would rather see us united around wealth we're building together. I would rather see my brothers and sisters launching companies that are going to change the world. Music. These are all companies. These are all companies. Music groups, companies. You know, like all of these people, when they go on contract, you know, they've monetized us forever. They've exported us. They've exported our movies. Famous Amos Cookies took him. You know, he's broke. You know, he was on Shark Tank a couple years back trying to raise money because black hair care lines, all of this stuff that makes billions of dollars, they've taken it from us. It's not anymore. So all of we're gonna own all of this stuff. That is my conviction. And again, business people, please send me a text. I'm gonna put my number again in the chat here. Send me a text so that I can, if you are a business or anybody, operations, administration, marketing, chief financial officer, CPA, anybody concerning sales, marketing, any of those arenas, send me a text so that we can talk about the plan. Even if you're a software developer, software developers, send me a text because we'll go very deep on what we're going to do. Everything we're going to do is going to be attached to gold. So we're not going to do our system based on the U.S. economy and the U.S. dollar. But again, I've given y'all enough. And what y'all know is, I'm going to tell you, I could overcook you. And I don't want to do that. I want to give you enough vision where you're like, all right, I'm excited, but not too much vision where you're like, okay, whoa, all right, I missed no. So we'll talk. Business people, please get in touch with me. All right, anything else? Aaron M, software engineer. I got to run. Nicole, all right, if anybody wants to chat, well, I'm jumping off right with you, Nicole. Aaron, is he still on?
No, he had to leave, but I'm just letting you know
Okay.
that.
Okay. All right. I'll touch base with Aaron. And thank you all. Let's close out in prayer. And and we'll see you on the next meeting. I'll put this replay out. This replay we will get out on YouTube most likely by tomorrow. So if anybody wants to review anything, or if you want to send it to friends, family members, get them excited about the vision, you can go to jointhecall.org and sign the petition. If you have, all of you have, but if you're watching us on the YouTube replay, and then if you're watching us, subscribe to the Brother Deshone page. We put these replays out of all our meetings. We're not hiding what we're doing. That's just not the strategy we need to employ. Nobody's going to stop us when the Father's with us. All right. So, Heavenly Father, thank you so much, Father. You have given your people vision concerning what you want to do, how you are going to take us and start to prepare us to thrive and to rest. We are going to make so much money and wealth changing the world. We are going to be able to operate in our gifts. And we are building industries that are going to specifically tear down oppression. We are building industries that are going to make oppression a thing of the past. These industries have oppressed the people. They've oppressed, some of them our people, and some of them animals, some of them the earth. All of these oppressive systems that have been built, we're doing the opposite, and we're going to scale it. And so we want people to think economically. I think you've done an incredible job. Your Holy Spirit has of making this clear to understand. And I pray for the top 5 launch. I pray that people catch the vision and they see what this company will be as we bring it to the world. And may they get excited about it. And I just continue to thank you, Father. I cannot thank you enough for what you're doing. I ask that you bless everybody under the sound of my voice, keep their households. We bind Satan in the name of Yahushua. Anything that is trying to attack them, trying to attack their household, we bind it now. And I ask that everybody know that this is just par for the course, Lord. The enemy knows his time is short and that you're doing something incredible. So may they understand that this is just the last aspects of the enemy trying to slow them down from what's about to happen. So I thank you, Father, in the name of Yeshua. Amen. All right. Thank you, family. I appreciate you
Amen.
all.
Thank you, bro.
I appreciate you all. Send me a text, and I'll see y'all on the next meeting. I'll see y'all in the fourth Sunday of every month for another Nation Builders meeting. Everybody who's going to do any business, text me, and then you and I will plan. If you want to be on the administrative committee, the event planning committee, the media committee, or the any of those 4 committees, get in touch with us, and then we'll plan a private meeting offhand, which will happen the first Sunday of every month. So the committee meetings will happen the first Sunday on Zoom of every month. So we look forward to actually talking to y'all. So again, thank you, everybody.